So as you can see, it's a nice professional kitchen, everything in stainless steel. Yeah. I designed it myself.
You designed it yourself?
The dream of a chef. You can do the blueprint of your own kitchen. These vanilla beans I got from Tonga myself, so I know that the product is good. I can see how they make it. So of course, best ingredients for the best riders.
So Hannah, are there a set of nutritional rules from the team's doctors or nutritionists that you need to follow?
Yeah, the nutritionists, the doctors don't dictate the diet for the riders. The nutritionist does, and yeah, we aim to do a gluten-free diet. So we do make a big effort to do a lot of gluten-free breads, and all the desserts are gluten-free, and just in general encourage the riders to choose the gluten-free version.
Okay.
To minimize like pollen allergies and reactions to different things, because a lot of people have slight intolerance to gluten. So it's a constant battle to keep it tidy, because unless they're fully packed, these cabinets, stuff will just go everywhere. So you gotta like just live with the fact that your cabinets are slightly untidy all the time.
So do you think you have an influence on how the riders cook at home?
For sure. I mean, I know I do, because they tell me. They'll even they'll call me up, you know, they'll call me up and be like, do I have to do like this, or send me text, like, how do I do this, if they're in a doubt. Because I mean, we have I send out some recipes for them. They ask for the bread recipes and certain things. Okay. So I send it out to all of them, and they, you know, just call me if they're in a doubt. So really sweet. They send me pictures if they've done something like, you did this once and I tried doing the same. So that's cool.
So you get along really well with all the riders and stuff?
Yeah, we have a good connection. So that's good.
Do you think they were relieved to kind of get you on board and get away from the awful hotel food?
It was a fun start, because actually some of them they thought I was going to be the scary one with all the healthy stuff that no one liked to eat, and so they had to kind of like get used to me and adapt to what I did. But you know, eventually they found out that when they were on trips where I weren't on, you know, they had to eat the hotel buffet, and then all of a sudden they came on a trip where I was, and it was like, oh my God, we just missed this so much. We focus a lot on lots of greens, lots of vegetables, the good fats, so like fish, avocado, cold pressed oils, and then organic as much as possible.
So are there any riders that kind of have special dietary requirements?
I mean, we have different intolerances and allergies, and I create the menus after that. So I don't do a specific dish for one rider. Mm-hmm. No one likes to be special in the way that you can't have this. So if one guy can't have cashews, I won't use cashews for anyone. Alternatively, the cashews be on the side, so the ones who can eat them will have them. So I create the menu to make it for so everyone can eat it. So it's not difficult to figure out, oh, what can I have tonight? So I adapt the menu for everyone to eat everything. Super hit. Like you want to know when something's really good, so you can remember. You're like, what am I going to do? And you're like, wow, this is a super hit. We can do that.
So how did you get kind of into being a chef for a cycling team?
Totally by chance, actually. The right connections, being at the right place at the right time. I had studied health and nutrition for a year. I was actually planning on going to university and doing studies on food science. So I worked in a restaurant at that time, and I wanted to have a job where I could work a lot compactly, so I could study at the side. So I asked my old colleague from Noma, a sous chef there, and I said, do you have any contacts for anyone who needs a chef that can work a lot and then be off so I can study? And he said, yeah, I'll ask around. And 2 minutes later, he said, you gotta call this guy. And it was the cycling team that, we need a chef. And I spoke to them, I got interviewed, 3 guys were lined up, and in the end, they chose me. I had some basics for it and the interest, and it kind of evolved, and now I'm full-time for the team. So yeah, it was good.
Do you plan the menu around the different kinds of stages? So would there be a different type of meal before a mountain stage or before a time trial?
You don't want to go too heavy if it's too steep on a mountain stage, but then again, you don't want to go too light either, because they need to have enough enough power to go through the stage. So it's a balance between how much you want to fill them up. Like a time trial, you don't want to go super mashed potato and big lamb shanks before, because they need to sit and they need to go all they can for the 35 kilometers they need to do, or however many kilometers they need to do. They also ask for red meats to get their iron, supply up, and so you want to kind of like balance it for when do they have time to digest. If it's too early start, you don't want to fill them up with too much heavy meats, but if they have a late start, they have more time to digest it, and so on. So everything's adapted to a situation and weather and stages. It's the rider's responsibility to make sure they fill up the right amount of everything. I mean, of course we can communicate about it, but they know how their body works for sure.
So were you a cyclist before you got into cooking for a cycling team?
I'm from Copenhagen. It's the city of bikes. So I bike everywhere I go at all times. But I must admit, working in the cycling industry for 3 seasons has made me want to pursue the cycling as a sport. So that's my off-season goal for this year. Pickled white asparagus, like super softly cooked eggs, like a caper and fresh herb vinaigrette. That is really good. Everyone should treat themselves to this at some point in their lives. This is very easy. Gluten-free cakes are not difficult at all. It's super easy, and you shouldn't be scared of doing anything wrong. Anyone can do this cake.
Try to keep bread out of the diet and pasta. We have pasta once a week. So primarily rice,